Behold, we are here. Behold and welcome to the Stream-A-Thon. We are going to stream here and then we will take the party to Twitch over the course of the next couple hours. And to further solidify the glory of this chain stream, I will make some special announcements right now. Before it gets a little bit too crowded, I will make some spicy announcements. So, first of all, Fashion Room Saturdays is live. If you're watching this live, Fashion Room Saturdays is already up. And I have an announcement to make in Fashion Room Saturdays, which I will make here, just in case you do not want to go watch that right now. We have begun a glorious fashion contest. The fashion contest basically involves submitting fashion weekly. You can submit fashion every week based on some various frames that I select as fashion topics. And if you win one of the qualifiers, which is what those weekly fashions are, then you win my glyph and you move on to the finals. And the finals are streamed live. The audience votes on which is the ultimate fashion. And the person who wins the ultimate fashion finals, live finals, wins an entire Loki Prime Unvaulting pack. So just to clarify, what I mean is this thing in the market. Come on, switch. Switch, come on. Come on. There we are. That. Not the dual pack, but you win the Loki pack. It's delivered straight by DE. You will get tons of platinum. You'll get all the Loki Prime access stuff. You'll get the accessories. You get all that stuff. Courtesy of DE. And yeah, so go submit your fashion on my Discord. That is in the description of this video and all of my videos. You can just join my Discord. There's no requirements or anything, and you navigate to the Fashion Showdown channel, and you'll be able to submit your fashion for epic prizes for an entire Loki Prime Unvaulting pack. It's like $40. Go win it. It will be about a month until the fashion season is over, so you have a while. You have 4 rounds to qualify, so go do it. Besides that, this is the beginning of a glorious new promotion that I'm going to do for YouTube streaming. So YouTube streaming is kind of weird, actually, for my community, where making YouTube videos makes me relatively good money for the time invested. Just talking about financial viability, right? Doing Twitch streams makes me good money for the time invested most of the time. Can depend a little bit on subs, but it averages out. Streaming on YouTube does not make me good money for the time invested, but it actually causes the most growth out of anything that I do on any platform. Both my YouTube and my Twitch grow the most overall for the time invested when I stream on YouTube. So to gather some statistics on exactly what is going on, and because I really enjoy streaming to you all on YouTube, I'm going to do an entire week of YouTube streams. You will still get YouTube content normally, as you normally do. There will be the Gara framework, the Mesa framework, and one other video next week on Monday, probably Monday, Wednesday, Friday is when those will go up. But I will also be streaming every day of next week on YouTube, except Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're doing YouTube streams. So way more YouTube streams than usual, and we're also doing this special one this Saturday. Twitch streams will also continue as normal. We'll just stream on YouTube first, and then go to Twitch. Again, this is for a lot of reasons, but I hope you're all going to enjoy it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited for it. I already have videos pretty much ready, so it's not going to be a lot of work for me. It's not going to be stressful for me. I'm excited about it. And today we're going to kick it off. I'm going to toast to your support with some beverages, some adult soda, if you will. And we're going to stream here for a little bit, then we're going to move to Twitch, and then I hope that I can direct you all to my Fashion Frame Showdown video. Let's get some comments going. Okay, so those are the announcements I had to make. Big things are Fashion Frame Showdown contest. Go check out Fashion Frame Saturdays. That's announced in that video. You can win a Loki Prime Unvaulting pack. Super good, so go do that. It's a month before that will conclude, but you have a while to enter, so go do that. And then I'm gonna stream on YouTube every day of next week except Monday, and this special one today. So let's get started on comments, and then I'm gonna play with this mag framework a little bit. I'm trying to decide on a secondary for this one. It's pretty much ready, and it's a bit off. We're not getting mag framework for 3 to 4 weeks. It's toward the end, because I made it pretty recently. But I've got a lot to say about it, and I wanted to show it a little bit because I'm having a lot of fun with it. But I don't know what secondary I want, so we're gonna play with that. Leonardo, hello. Behold indeed. Oh, behold indeed. Leonardo, I'm on PS4. Can I still participate? Yes, you can. In the form, it says to like tell me what platform you're on, and it's not a problem for the live finals. Like if you're on PS4, then we'll just have somebody make your fashion on PC and then show it on my final stream on PC. It might be me. Like last time we had someone on PS4 and I just did their fashion. So no worries. Don't worry about that at all. It does not matter what platform you are on at all. You can still win. You can get my glyph from that. If you qualify for the finals, you get my glyph. Awesome. Clutch Muffin, hello, welcome. Oh, Gukas, I like analytics, exactly. The adult soda of justice. Oh, so wait, wait, let's go back. So again, I'm testing secondaries for this loadout. Those of you who've seen my Gladiator mag, I'm slightly changing that because they made a Gladiator mod set, so the name overlap is bad. But Arena mag, what it'll be its beta name, is basically the same as before. Basically, the strategy is to make a big magnetized field and then melee attack inside of it, so that you are completely unkillable. You can't get hit by bullets or anything, and anyone who gets near you will be pulled into the middle, so they're out of your melee range. But because Orthos Prime has such gross range, you'll still be able to hit them. That's the basic strategy. And then if you want to kill targets at long range, you just magnetize them together and Lanka shot them, and it'll bounce around and kill them all. I'm sure most of you know that. Kinda on the fence about what secondary I want. A very common one is Maraditron, but I actually don't think it's that good when I tested it. And these things already just instantly guarantee death for everything inside your bubble at close or long range. So, there's not really much of a point to that. Axomati, there's a couple of reasons, but I also just like this weapon. Like, I wanted to show this weapon. And it did get a little bit buffed recently. But the biggest thing about Mag that changed is that now we have counterpulse, so you can use her polarized to turn off enemy guns. Super good. Testing Deadeye for efficacy. It's not great, but it's not bad. Anyway, and then Warm Prime Death Machine Rifle, good skirmishing sentinel. So we're just going to do some random missions. I do need Cetus standing, but this loadout is not that good for that. So I was thinking maybe I would just run some public relics while we like get the stream started. Let's do this Meso Survival. That'll be interesting. I feel like survival is one of the kind of weaker things for Mag because you have to maintain a bubble at all times or you just die. Anyway. Are there limitations to streaming in YouTube compared to Twitch? Language and other things that could lead to a ban or something? Palabragris, it's complicated, but I'm definitely down to talk about it. I'm sure you know I love that topic. So I'm going to answer some other questions really quick first, but that's a good topic. I will talk about that in just a sec. I do like the Mag Prime helmet. I don't know why people don't like it. I actually think it's really cool. I like the Mag Prime helmet. It's nice. Let me link the stream. Is this the stream? No, that's... Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, okay, wait, hold on. let me put the word out that we're streaming. I was like, did I actually copy paste it? I just went out for lunch and I had some chicken nuggets, but they were like very atypical chicken nuggets. So they were like crusted with almonds and cornflakes. So they were like really spiky, like really like armored looking chicken nuggets, yeah. And they were so good. I cannot even overexpress. Like they were so good. They were like, it was like $10 and you got like 4 gigantic chicken nuggets. It was such a generous portion. And I got some cider mimosa, kind of an odd thing, but something I got. Cider mimosa, which was really good. Was some prosecco, it's Prosecco, right? And some good local cold hollow cider, which is really spicy. And it was great. Not literally spicy, I just mean like good, you know. you were all part of my channel, you know what I mean by spicy. I'm like only a little bit of a fan of spicy food, so usually if I say spicy, I don't mean spicy. Alright, so this is a survival show. I should be able to just activate Counterforce, and then like I'll be able to like AFK a little bit and like answer questions and stuff. So as you can see, it's this expanding field, and when enemies get hit by this field, they get their guns disabled. Robots are totally disabled, but it doesn't really make a difference. I'm not actually sure why it differentiates. And at low levels, this will just kill everything. I think there's a Cephalon fragment up here, or Somacord fragment. Nice. This is a mining laser. That's not the scanner. Okay. Thank you. Okay. With the return of Dark Sectors, what happens to the places I go to level up? Bebop, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. They only offered, like, nominal benefits overall, so I would say maybe it's a slight nerf to XP gain, but it's possible that running Dark Sectors will provide the same benefits, and you will be able to, like, do the same type of, like, experience grinding just by doing the Dark Sector instead. Let's see if this kills anything. Because at low levels, this should kill enemies. Like, see, it's reaching them over there. Oh, was that it? You saw the wave hit them? Oh, yeah, see, it's doing damage. Okay, it killed some of them, not all of them. Anyway, all right. Chicken tenders or nuggets? Chicken tenders, so, like, big chicken, like, strips. Like, really, really big pieces. I would say almost like half a chicken breast. They were really big. I haven't been following, Gukas, I haven't been following recent news. Have they given any info on beam weapon rework? Gukas, they have not, as far as I know. They did say, when they did all the other weapon reworks, they did, like, hint a little bit that basically, like, what they're trying to do is they want to add more instances of damage, so it's not like it only pulses once per second, but also prevent it from being, like, insane like it was before. So they're trying to do something in the middle. And they're trying to figure out what fire rate is going to do for beam weapons. All very important questions. It sounds like their heads are in the right place, but it's, in my opinion, it's no easy task, so I think we can expect it not super soon, but not really far in the future. There's also some work to be done rebalancing melee weapons, and I think they've pretty strongly hinted that they're doing those at the same time. So Gukas, I would say it's probably going to be a little while, but I think we can pretty much be sure it's going to be good. They did a pretty good job with the changes we have now. Oh, do I have infinite ammo? That's nice. These guns are pretty fun with infinite ammo. If you've seen my, oh no, that's not out yet. Oh, I didn't say anything. You didn't hear anything. Oh, I almost just gave away a secret. Okay. Oh baby, this is gonna be a thing. Miguel, you say, why don't you use Zenistar for the mag framework? It doesn't fit the playstyle, so as I said before, basically the, I'll try to do it, but it's hard in a survival. Basically the Gladiator mag or Arena mag shtick, if you haven't seen the video, is that you create a magnetized field, if I can find some enemies to do it with. So, like, just as an example, like, you magnetize a group of enemies, and then they'll all be sucked in here, right? They'll all be stuck in here, and you stand on the outside, like, right on the edge. You can't be hit by enemies outside, and you can't be meleeed by enemies inside, and then you can swing the Orthos Prime, because its range is so long, and hit the enemies inside without there being any possible way for you to take damage. And then you can kill them really, really easily. And there are several other qualities of the Orthos Prime that, like, make it good for that strategy. So Zenistar is just different. Zenistar is a point control weapon. It's not really relevant to this playstyle. It's not bad, but it's not particularly good. I wouldn't say it has anti-synergy with Mag's Magnetize, if that's what you meant. But I don't think it's that good, because you're already locking down an area, and you already kind of have forever to kill the enemies, so it doesn't feel important to do, like, massive damage to them. You can do very average damage to them, and they'll still die because they're stuck there. So, I don't know. This is just my thoughts. Not a bad idea. It just, like, it isn't this playstyle. That's all. Nice house. I'm glad you think so. I decorated it myself. It is actually not a very nice house. This apartment is pretty shit overall. It's not very nice. But, we made it look alright, yeah? It's, not too bad. Oh. Ooh, tempting, but I already have it. Anyway, I'm so glad this unvaulting happened, because I'm not ever going to play 1000 platinum for a frame. Yeah, I know, right? Zez, hello! You need the one Zod to rule them all. The one Zod to rule them all. How do I enter the giveaway? It's not a giveaway, it's a contest. You do have to win. I'm not really giving away anything, you just have to, you have to enter. Can you explain how much polarized strips armor? Miguel, the short answer is not very much at all. So it strips a flat amount of armor out of total armor from my testing. So let me try to explain that a little bit. So enemies have a base flat value of armor, yeah? So for butchers, these aren't actual values, but just to give you an idea. Butcher at level 1 maybe has like 5 armor. Corrupted Heavy Gunner at level 1 maybe has 100 armor. Lancer maybe has 20 armor, you know, stuff like that. They have base armor. And then as they get leveled up, as their levels get scaled up, their armor value increases by a percentage based on their level. So level 100, maybe butchers have 100 armor, and you know, heavy gunners have 500 armor, or, you know, 1,000 armor or whatever. So when you reduce armor, there are a couple ways you can be reducing armor. So corrosive procs reduce a % of current total armor. If you look in the wiki, it will say current armor, but it's important to clarify that it's also total armor. So if an enemy like a heavy gunner has 1,000 armor, then when you do a corrosive proc, you strip 250 of that. If the butcher has 100, you strip 25 of that, etc. And that's their current total armor. So in other words, not their base armor, their total armor after their level increases that number. Shattering Impact, you know that mod, reduces base total armor. So Shattering Impact will remove 6 minus 6, right? And for butchers, since it's reducing base armor and not total armor, but then that trickles up to total armor, butchers lose all their armor no matter what level they are, because Shattering Impact is essentially just reducing a % of the total armor of the unit, regardless of what level it's scaled up to, which will then have a trickle-down effect. So Shattering Impact will always remove... Sorry, I got a fan in chat. Shattering Impact will always remove the armor fully from a unit in the same number of hits, no matter what level it is, but that's mostly bad, because it means that heavy gunners, you'll never remove armor fast, no matter what level they are, no matter how low or high level they are, and from butchers, you'll always remove all their armor in one hit, no matter what level they are, low or high. So that's how Shattering Impact works. So now that I've established all of that, sorry for the long wind-up, it's complicated. The way that Polarize removes armor is it removes a flat amount of total armor. So scaled up with level, which means it will take longer to remove armor from enemies with a higher level, but it removes a flat amount. So I believe the base is 400, and now it scales with power strength, I believe, or maybe it did before. The shards now scale with power strength. Probably always scaled with power strength. But the fact of the matter is 400 armor is not a lot. It's not, at any level where you care about armor, 400 armor is not enough to make it worth, like, productive to just spam Polarize and try to remove armor. Enemies have, like, thousands and thousands of armor. You can't remove 400 armor. That's like nickel and diming enemies to death. So the armor removal on Polarize is not meaningful. At levels where it matters, it doesn't do anything. No, it doesn't do nothing, but it does hardly anything. At level 40 or so, Polarize is in a place where you can actually kill enemies with it. It does very respectable damage to all factions, or well, I guess not infested, but anyway. Grineer and Corpus will take significant damage from Polarize, just from the explosion damage it does. But at higher levels than that, it does not remove a significant amount of armor or deal a significant amount of damage, no matter what your power strength is. The only thing that is good about Polarize at high levels is that now, with the counterforce augment, it will totally shut off enemies' guns, and as you've seen maybe a little bit, if I haven't shown it yet, it's because these enemies keep dying to it. It's very powerful. It's like a very hard crowd control effect in a very large area, and it's really, really good. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's a good description. I'm really dreading doing like that part of the mag framework and being like, okay, listen, so here's how Polarize removes armor. But at least here, when I don't have a time limit, yeah. I don't really get why they can't operate like any other rapid-fire rate weapon. Gukas, I sort of agree, but apparently they did before, and it was really broken, so I don't know. I knew at some point, but I've forgotten why that was a problem before. Anyway, so, I don't know, Gukas, I kind of agree with you, but, like, apparently it was like that before, and it didn't work out, so go figure. Oh, ho, ho, baby! Okay. Orthos Prime is so smexy. So smexual. Okay. Viral is still better than corrosive for slash weapons at least, but that's like not most of the time. That's what you said an objective claim and then you immediately subjectified it. Why? If you want to say good things about things, you don't get to say objective always true things. You have to qualify it. And you did. That's the fun. Even as you tried to say that, you also qualified it. The 1 Hz tick rate on beam weapons is stupid. I totally agree. Could not agree more. Literally could not possibly agree more. That's how polarized strips are. So now that we've talked about all these little topics, I said I was going to talk about the difference between Twitch streaming and YouTube streaming, which I totally will. Related, Kotick says, speaking in Twitch and YouTube topic, is Twitch still unbearable with its rules which work on some people and don't care about others, clearly violating them? Yeah, like, Kotick, they still do that, but, like, YouTube does that too. Like, all platforms pretty much do that. And it's not really a problem. Like, it doesn't really interfere with much. It's a bit annoying on, like, a morale level, you know, to know that, like, you can break all the rules you want, you know, as long as you make a lot of money, because they'll just ignore it. Their investors will tell them to ignore it, and they will. Yes, that happens still on Twitch and YouTube, but that kind of happens in every business. Not literally every business. I don't wanna fail to recognize the businesses that don't cave to that, but there are not very many of them. So, yeah, they do both do that. But for end users, I would say that is not often a big deal. It's mostly a big deal if you are pushing the envelope and you are not favored by that hypocritical policy, which does suck. Like, my sympathies to those people. That's annoying. But I kind of think that none of that should be okay. Not all of it should be okay. So that's just how I feel. But yeah, so no, it's still hypocritical. But everyone's a hypocrite. Like, I don't condone doing it, but like all the platforms are hypocritical. Moo. Hello, Cortel. Hello, Moo. Moo. Welcome. Moo indeed. This is a day for mooing. So, let me go back down. Miguel, so she needs a percentile, Mag needs a percentile armor removal buff to be good then. For the ability to be good for removing armor on its own, yeah, I guess. Like, not necessarily. Like, I guess if it was a high enough number. One thing I'll say, Miguel, is that one suggestion that I personally really like for, like, how to fix this problem with flat damage abilities and armor stripping abilities and stuff is to have all abilities, or not maybe all, but, like, a lot, remove both a flat amount and a percent amount, so that they are better at lower levels. Like, they're not just the same at every level, but they're still viable in theory if you push it at high levels. They don't become useless at high levels, but at low levels they're more powerful because those levels are supposed to be easier, you know? So personally, I like that recommendation. I think all those abilities should just have a flat and a percent value. That would fix the problem. I think that's a good suggestion. I don't think it would make anything that overpowered. Other frames have much more reliant armor stripping without much of a build being aimed at one area. Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of frames that can do a better job without focusing on it. So let me talk a little bit about, like, Twitch streaming versus YouTube streaming for those that are interested, and like what I mean when I say YouTube streaming is benefiting me, like, growth-wise a lot, but like I'm not really making money from doing it that much, but I'm like growth-wise it's benefiting me a lot. I mean, it could make me money. It's not like it's not financially viable. And again, folks, just to clarify, like, you all know, I do all this stuff. Like, it's not really about whether it makes me money. Like, this is not a career you'd pick in the short term for making money. And I have not picked it for that reason. But the fact of the matter remains, if I could use this to make a sustainable living, like, that would be good, because I could give you more content. So I just want to clarify, like, please don't feel like something has to be financially viable for me to do it. You know, I think you know I don't feel that way, but just to clarify that. So the deal with YouTube versus Twitch. So Twitch has subs. That's the biggest thing. It has subs and they can be free. By having Twitch Prime, or, you know, your parents have Amazon Prime. I have many viewers where, like, their parents have Amazon Prime and they can just give me money for free by giving me their monthly free sub with Twitch Prime. And that is a big source of revenue. I know that might seem like, come on, that's a corner case. It's honestly not. I make hundreds of dollars off of that, you know, every couple of months. So it's a big deal. That's important. And the fact that Twitch just has that base guarantee of some value when you stream, because some people have money literally just sitting there that they can just throw at someone, that's a big deal. That does matter a lot. YouTube has no such thing. Twitch also has bits. You can watch ads and get bits for free. You know, you had to pay your time to watch the ad, but, you know, you can AFK or whatever. And then you get bits and you can give them to the streamer and the streamer gets money. Stuff like that. You know, you get the idea. So YouTube doesn't have stuff like that. So the result is that a lot of the stuff paid to streamers on Twitch, no one is actually, like, the person giving you it is not actually paying for it directly, or they already were paying for it. They're paying for it whether they give it to you or not. I should say it that way. So that results in a lot more revenue. But the other problem with YouTube is it doesn't really have monetization options at all. Like, you can put ads on your streams, and I do, but it doesn't, you know, like, YouTube is so much like when the ad is viewed that if you just stream the one time, the fact that you were there for a long time doesn't really mean that much. And YouTube stream archives often don't get viewed like as extensively, which is totally fine. Like, I understand that. My content's normally really snappy, and my archives are pretty long because it's a stream. That's totally different content. I wouldn't expect it to get viewed as much, but the fact of the matter is it doesn't, which does not show as many ads, so you don't make as much money. And the other thing is that the way that YouTube promotes streams is a bit odd. They override whatever you're promoting on your channel main page with your stream, which is good because I want people to know I'm streaming, but is bad because YouTube kind of has this weird capping thing where if you make too much content, you actually get diminishing returns. Like, if you make a thing more often than once a day, you kind of don't, like, it doesn't benefit you more. So the result is that YouTube, you're kind of pulled in many different directions, and Twitch, you're not. But the upshot of that is that Twitch is less versatile and has less of a big audience, whereas YouTube is all over the place, and your stream can get recommended as a video. On the sidebar, when people are watching videos, they can see a stream up recommended as well, which is good. And I get lots of views that way according to my statistics, so that's rad. And yeah, anyway, if that makes sense, those are a lot of reasons why the two differ. There are different policies on the two sites as well, but the biggest thing that's happened recently is that YouTube is adding the ability to do something very similar to subbing on Twitch, where you can pay the creator monthly and support them and get some special perks and stuff. And the fact that they just added that means that it could possibly be the beginning of an era where it would be beneficial enough to stream on YouTube that I would be willing to do it. I do also want to note at this stage that it is actually a choice of or, because Twitch's terms of service require that if you are monetized, which I am, you do not stream simultaneously to another platform. So it is YouTube or Twitch, although there is a way to feed them together. Because of the way that YouTube promotes content, when you stream on YouTube, usually what happens is your views spike and then they slowly decay, whereas on Twitch it's the opposite. Usually you start with a very small number and then it grows over time the longer you stream, which is good. That's very different. So what that means is that if you do both, if you stream on YouTube and then on Twitch, theoretically that should avoid the weaknesses of both platforms. You won't be streaming on YouTube long enough for your audience to decay, and you'll stream on Twitch long enough that you'll get an audience, and you'll start with an audience from YouTube. That's the plan today. We're going to test that out, and we're also going to test that a couple more times this coming week, and I hope you're all going to enjoy it. God, the Orthos Prime has a long reach. So let me get back to comments, but I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about this topic at all, you know I'm a friggin' nerd about this, so please go ahead. Ugh. Isn't there a sponsor option now in some YouTube channels? Yes, there is. Some YouTubers have it. I was told that I had it. A viewer of mine showed me that I have it, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea where it is. I didn't think I had it. It's a kind of Patreon, if I understand it right. Yeah, so if you find my sponsorship option, if I have one, supposedly I do. I have not found that myself yet. I'm going to go poking around on my alt account. I have a sponsor button on Zandy's stream right now. That's probably it. So just as a PSA for that, I'm going to be offering my Patreon rewards through that sponsor program. So if you sponsor me, I think it's like $5 at the moment. I think that's what they made it by default. I don't know if you can change it or not. If you do that, then I will offer you the same things you'd get from Patreon if you gave me the same amount of money on Patreon. So just so you know, currently on Patreon, that would mean you'd get my glyph, for example. So that would be a way you could do that. Whereas I do not offer that on Twitch. It's often free for the consumer, and I get a lot less money from it. So it's not really fair to offer it on Twitch to the people that don't watch on Twitch. The weights are different anyway. So I could share the link if that's okay. Yeah, go ahead. Let people try it. The reason it might not be available for some of you could be that it's not available in all countries yet. YouTube has licensing stuff like that to deal with, so it's possible that that's what's going on. I don't really know, though. So definitely tell me if that link is shared. Definitely let me know, like, can you use it? Can you not? What does it say? What does it say you get? Because I have not yet set up it. I mean, I'll give you stuff if you do it, but, like, I haven't set that up yet. So, anyway. So yeah, that's interesting. I have not been able to demonstrate this playstyle at all because it's not good in survival, but the Orthos Prime is pretty good in survival. So that's been nice. Let me just go back up to make sure because I missed some comments. Why not try a staff-style Zaw with the Plague Scythe head for base viral and slash? That way you can mod for a hybrid build and have viral corrosive in addition to IPS, not to mention the range. Hybrid poison, I have that exact thing in a video already, literally down to the exact word that you said. I already have that in a video. Check out my Zaw appendix. It's called my Zaw appendix. And I have the exact thing that you just said down to the last detail. And I hope you enjoy it. It's really good. I mean, if you're like thinking about doing that, do it. It's really good. It's one of the better Zaws that I have is that it's very powerful. What do you think about the 212 amp for the first amp? So shotgun thing, opticore thing, and energy regen faster thing. Really kind of any combination of amp parts is okay. The 1 is good efficiency, and it has good range, which would make up for the 2, which does not have great range. 2 has good DPS in my experience overall, and it's really good at multi-hits on the tear list. The two brace, the regen your power faster thing, I personally don't like that much because I find that when you are actually shooting the tear list, you usually don't need to shoot with a coordinated party for long enough that you run out of energy. Or like usually you have to stop shooting for some reason, whether it's because you're done shooting and the tear list has no shields, or because like you get attacked or something, before you run out of energy. So I find that one actually usually does not reward you very much. You just don't need it most of the time in practice, but in theory it's really good. And if you find that you are using it, then sure, it's good. What happened to dual daggers? Like the normal Fang is better than Fang Prime. Yeah, dual daggers have been just like gone. I don't know. They need a different stance. There's a lot of problems. I was curious to find out how good channeling is and thought about doing a build to find out. Can you recommend a Warframer and weapon, or is this a bad idea? No, not at all. Let's briefly talk about channeling. I know I'm late on that comment, but I hope you're still here because I can totally talk about that. No, please, El Diablo, El Diablo, actually. So channeling, the reason I'm gonna make a channeling video pretty soon. I actually have it scripted already. I might even make it next week, but there was timing awkwardness. And I kind of still want to work on it a little bit more, but basically the problem with channeling is so when you look at a weapon with channeling, let's look at this. A variety of things. Some simple things. Most melee weapons are better if they're fast, and channeling costs more the faster a weapon is. You get more status, you get more combo counter. Channeling costs more. That's not good. So that's a bad thing, but that's kind of just to do with the meta we have now. If we got different melee mods, that could change. Second of all, channeling is actually additive with the combo counter. So this 1.5 times damage, that is a 50% increased damage multiplier that is only additive with the combo counter. So if you're at a 2x combo counter, it doesn't multiply all of that 2x damage by 50%. It just gives you 2.5x damage, which is actually only 25% of a damage increase. So the higher your combo counter is, the weaker channeling becomes, like overall to your DPS, which is really bad because we have so many strong combo counter mods that, you know, the meta at the moment doesn't favor that. But what that does mean is that if you think the combo counter is good, channeling is a way to like immediately be higher on the combo counter. So like up front, the damage can be like okay. And there are some weapons that have like a better channeling multiplier and other good qualities. So let me give you an example. And the example is Frigor Prime. Let me pull that out while I scroll up in chat. Scroll down in chat. By the way, Zandy, recently I got my fiance into playing and she's been watching quite a few YouTubers. Tactical, Megami, and Brozyme, and I recently got her into watching you. Cool. That's awesome. Thanks for spreading the word. That is the lineup. Spicy. Apparently the sponsor works. Well, I didn't get told. That's cool. You Zelp and Joey Zero are the 3 wise men of Warframe content. That's amazing. What are your favorite weapons? I don't really have favorite weapons. Let me show weapons I like the Fragor Prime. I'm fond of the Fragor Prime, but it's not really my favorite weapon. So this is my, like, maybe this is decent, but it's kind of not build for the Fragor Prime. So Fragor Prime has an innate higher channeling multiplier of 1.8, so 2.7 with Killing Blow, which is pretty high, to be able to jump to a 2.7x combo multiplier, you know, without the Blood Rush benefits. Not bad. But the problem is this weapon is also really slow, which means Condition Overload is less good than it would be, and Blood Rush is less good than it would be, and, you know, there's a trickle effect. Now, there are weapons that are good, like they have good combo counter things, and they're not, like, bad overall, that do have better combo counter, and I don't know why I can't find the one I'm thinking of, but it's Sinoid Heliocore, yep. This also has a higher channeling multiplier of 1.8, and it's got good attack speed, and it has a 20% status chance, which is good. This build is not for what we're talking about, so let's see what it would look like. Let's say we're going to make a build that's like status, because we still need to strip armor, and also the channeling multiplier. So let's do that, which is going to look something like that, with pressure point and stuff. Don't want to go super ham on attack speed, but we still want some, so Berserker and Drifting. 52% status, okay. And then let's see. I guess Killing Blow, that's going to be our big damage increase. And again, this weapon is crit viable, but using the combo counter is like a little defavored because we get it up front. So we want to build this weapon to be better for the first few hits rather than like the 10th and onward hit or whatever. So that would mean Condition Overload could still be viable, because you could prime the enemy, and like in the first couple hits you'll get status. Berserker's probably not as good. We should use Prime Fury instead. Anyway, just as an example of like what that might be like, you know, maybe Life Strike, but then you get less efficiency. It's awkward. Like it honestly is like a bit awkward. An idea that none of the weapons that are good with channeling, like particularly good with channeling, really suit this idea. But one idea I've had for a little while is like slide attacks with Maiming Strike. I know, sorry, are a very good source of single powerful hits of damage. So maybe that would be better with channeling. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard. It's iffy. And again, the biggest takeaway is that channeling is additive with the combo counter. So if you're going to get the combo counter anyway, channeling is greatly reduced in effectiveness. Usually it's like only 25% or 10% or less DPS increase. So it's not really worth the damage increase you get and the energy you spend. If you can see this too, like I'd always thought before I knew that, which was like only a couple months ago that I learned that, I'd always thought like, when I channel, it like looks really epic, but I weirdly only do like a little bit more damage. Like, what's up with that? And that's why. It is powerful if you channel early, but like once your combo counter is going, it's like not a big deal. Okay. Hello, odd YouTube stream. Hello. Yes, we are streaming on Saturday on YouTube. This does not usually happen. I've only used channeling for extra damage on unmodded weapons. That's a good use. Here's a question for you. Which is better for self-damage or chrome buffs? Talons or concealed explosives throwing stars? Says, like, they're both not that good. And the reason is that if you don't do all the damage in one hit, then you're going to be defending yourself against your own self-damage, and then it will take more and more and more effort to do. Concealed explosives is fine. It's not bad. It's fine. But it's not super exciting because you end up defending yourself against your own damage. So I would highly recommend that you use like a glaive with toxin. Serrata is the ultimate weapon for this. Throw it at the ground with power throw, and you'll charge yourself in one throw, and it's super easy. That's like the standby for doing it. You can theoretically use glaive prime, or then you could mod like Prisma Angstrom or some other explosive weapon to have toxin damage, and then that will go through your shields, hopefully charge you all in one go. Excuse me, I showed in my Chroma video about like hunting Eidolons that I built a Prisma Angstrom in such a way that if you charge it to 2 shots and you fire at your feet, then you'll fully charge your Vex armor in one go, and that should still work. So I would strongly recommend that, but Concealed Explosives is fine at it. It's just like, and again, the bigger risk is you're not only giving yourself more armor, you're also increasing your own damage as you're hurting yourself more and more, so it becomes more spiky, and that's dangerous because you can get yourself killed. So I recommend that. Incidentally, I do have a couple stream archives where I don't bring self-damage and I use Chroma, and it goes fine. You really don't need it that much, like especially now that you can refresh, and the Ganchalist, for example, does the big sky beams, and you could just walk into it to charge your Vex armor and then step out like a little damage shower. You're like, boop, Vex armor, and now I guess I'll go, you know, rinse off my weakness, and then you stand in it, and then your Vex armor goes way up, and then you just step out when you're, you know. So I would kind of recommend that more, but that's just me, and your mileage may vary. Let's use Ash. Why not? It's a good day to use Ash. Let's use Ash. Let's grab my Ash loadout. I'm also going to replace my secondary on my Ash framework, so we'll build the preliminary framework, and then I'll decide what I want to replace that with. Fourth solution, it's a better topic for like a comment or on Discord or something, so I'm perfectly happy to explain, but I don't want to just like stop everything to talk about it here because it's so off topic. I was hoping that my invitation to ask remaining questions in the comments of the last stream would get you to ask there. But I should have been more explicit, so I'm sorry. Just ask me somewhere else, just not live on stream. I feel like channeling is a big waste of time. Yeah, like but like not always. So like a really good example is over yonder. Like I think the best example of like a thing that makes channeling more worth it is Dispatch Overdrive. What the fuck? Okay. I could have sworn that was Dispatch Overdrive. Okay. This mod is really good. Like, this makes you go really fast. Like, 60% total movement speed increase is, like, a lot. Like, that's really fast. If you want to run on the ground and be fast, like, whatever you thought was fast, it's not, and this is. Like, it's so fast. Like, if you've seen the racing, like, it's so goddamn fast. So there's that. I think that's like another, yeah, and like Life Strike is good. Like Life Strike is a good mod. It's situational, but it's good when it's good. So there's that. I know this is way out, but do you have a build or idea about the Pangolin sword? It forces slash proc on ground slam. So Philip, I was thinking you could do Wukong's Iron Vault, vault into the air, ground slam with Relentless Combination, and then it'll slash proc in like a ridiculously large area, and your combo counter will go way up. And then you can use the combo counter mods to multiply the Pangolin sword's really bad stats to make them good, and then suddenly it will just be good. It won't be amazing, but that would be cool, like, if you wanted to do that. Maybe make a video on, like, hacking bad weapons to make them good by using really, like, ridiculous builds. Dispatch doesn't work on Zaw daggers. What? Gookus, that's weird. It doesn't? Really? That's obnoxious. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. Spy. Corpus spy. Public spy. Let's go. YOLO. Sasuke, hello. Welcome to the stream, Sasuke. I heard that Chroma's damage buff calculation got changed and got nerfed. How much is he effectively weaker now? Gookus, good question. So his damage calculation before, there were two things. First of all, it weirdly like double or triple dipped with weapons that are combined elemental or elemental. Maybe both. I know combined elemental, which made those weapons like insane, like mind-blowingly overpowered. Now they are not mind-blowingly overpowered, but they are still really good because it's still a really big damage bonus. So there's that. That is a big difference. Like if you look at my Chroma framework, I was using the HEMA, and like that used to take advantage of that, but now it doesn't. I just did not realize that I'm not going to go into my cutscene when I do Ashes 4. That's really funny. So there's that. That's a big difference. And the second thing is, yes, that I don't know exactly how they changed the calculation, but essentially it's less now. I would say that in my experience, for weapons that were not taking advantage of the like buggy calculation, it's probably like, you know, in the area of like 33 to 50% less. It's significantly less, but it was so big that it doesn't really feel like it, even through like level 100, 150. I would say that for normal gameplay, you're not going to notice, but if you were using him for like endless runs, which I feel like is not a particularly good place to use Chroma, but like some people were, you're going to feel it, but he's still worthwhile. Like he's still good. One of the bigger hurdy changes is Vex Armor. Vex Armor's damage calculation for armor is also changed, and now it doesn't. It's like it's not multiplicative anymore. It's just additive, or like it doesn't take your bonus armor the same way or something. I kind of forget. I apologize. I kind of forget. But that is also a fairly big. It's a big difference, but it was so much that he's still really good. So I would say in practice he's not actually that much weaker, but the numerical amount of like stats that you're losing is large. Like that is significant. But don't just look at that and be like, now he's bad. It's much more about what it feels like, and it doesn't feel that bad. Zezel, see you later. I hope you have a good time writing. What are you writing, my dude? Live fashion frame, yeah, Gasman. Toward the end of the fashion season, we will indeed have live fashion frame. Look at that, smooth as silk. Ninja tier movement right there. How good are the faction mods? Bane of, they look good, but I never see them in builds. The main reason that you don't see the Bane mods in builds is because Grineer are so much harder to kill than everyone else. So building for Corrosive is like having Bane of Grineer on steroids. The Bane mods are their own multiplier, and they do multiply all damage, like outgoing damage. So when Bane mods say 30%, they mean like take all of your final damage after crits, after status, after multi-shot, take all of that and then multiply it by 30%. That's big. That's a lot. So they're good. It's just that Corrosive is better than Bane of Grineer, and Grineer are the faction you care about killing. So that is why you don't see them used. They can still be pretty powerful because they do double dip with gas multipliers. When you get gas, they double dip with that for some reason, or damage over time effects in general double dip and gas triple dips. I think that's what it is. Joey Zero made a video about that, which you should look at if you search Shaku is best on his channel. There's a video where he shows his Riven mod that has Bane multipliers, and it triple dips with gas multipliers, and it's crazy. Even though it doesn't look that insane, it's like actually crazy. That can be good. That can be a very niche reason. I'm actually hoping to make a build like that. I kind of envy that Riven. Even though I normally don't like Rivens, but that, so, yes. They can be good, but usually it's better to just build Corrosive because the faction you care about killing is Grineer, and if you build against Grineer, you will kill Corpus and Infested of the same level very, very easily. Is there a way to instantly use ciphers, or how did you just do that? For me, it's Y. It's bound to Y. I don't know what key binding it is, but I'm sure you can change it. There is a button to instantly use a cipher on missions where it's applicable. Gasman, we are doing live fashion frame in the future, yes. Nemul, hello. How are you doing, Nemul? Let me know if that's a suitable pronunciation of your name. If it is not, I would be overjoyed to correct it, because I do not want to mispronounce people's names. I know it sucks when, like, to you, it's like your name is obvious to pronounce, and then people are, like, horribly mispronouncing it. So let me know. Corrosive also deals more damage to infested ancients, not to all infested. It does damage to the important infested units as well, that's true. There's a lot of things good about Corrosive. Or like another thing that's good about corrosive is nullifiers have the type of shields that corrosive is bad against, but nullifiers are actually really weak. It's mostly their bubble, and you could just kill that with fire rate, and then like they don't have a lot of health. So even if your damage is weak against it, like they don't really have a lot of health. So there are a lot of good things for corrosive. Its weakness is mostly pointless because you don't kill that enemy with damage numbers. You kill it with packets of damage, and their strengths are the most important units to kill. So that is among the many other things good about you, besides the fact that Grenier have, even if it didn't have the corrosive proc, corrosive would still be a very good thing. That's why it's so ubiquitous. But it's not good on every weapon. Oh. Well, Namul, just let me know if I can correct it at all, because I would like to pronounce it better the way you like, if I can. But welcome. Hello. How are you? Oh, we are screwing around today. Okay, should we do some, what do I need to get done? Let's actually, okay, let's be productive, folks. This is my job. Let's be productive. So Exodias, we're doing some Exodia stuff. Exodia Force is at rank 3, and I need 1 more to finish it up. And I probably need standing for that, so we need to get Ostron standing. Exodia Contagion, how many we got? 1, and I need 3 more, so I need Wisps for that. I'm gonna have to farm Wisps for that. Full Exodia Hunt Set, good. Virtuous Tempo needs a lot more, but that's not a priority. Magus Elevate needs a lot more, but that's not a priority. Although 1 more would be a big gain. So maybe we'll take a look at Magus Elevate. Do I have any more of those? I don't have more of those. Let's go shopping for those. It's hard to type out the actual pronunciation of my name. I feel you, my dude. That romanization, I'm telling you. Anyway, it says in chat that we are going to do toasts for supporters, and you have all been very supportive already. So we will have a toast. Some fresh Burlington, Vermont, Champlain, Lake Champlain apple cider made with Macintosh apples and maple syrup. Oh, so sweet, so good. Ooh. Oh, it's so good. It's got like a sour bite, but then you can just perfectly taste the maple syrup. It's so good. If you live anywhere near Vermont, you need to buy this. It's so good. Pronounce it with an I sound for the proper pronunciation. Naimul? Like that? How much on a scale of 1 to 10, how much closer did I get? I wish Exodia Epidemic was just a bit wider. I totally agree. It's just like just a little bit wider, like not like really big. I'm happy it's like kind of small, or it would be like a bit OP. And I'm happy with how far it goes, but it's like a little too narrow. I agree. The hitbox is like not that generous, but like on the other hand, it's a really powerful effect. So I don't know how much I need it to be bigger. Oh, I actually have enough. Hold on. Oh, because I tried to buy one before and it like lagged out. Okay, that's why. I was gonna say, because I thought I had enough for that. Zanny Pants just went fancy pants. Yep. Bam. Wrecked. Oh, Philip, savage. Smooth. There's a corrosive projection alert on PS4. Good alert. Oh, good news, people. Yo, tell your friends, people. Like, if there's corrosive projection alerts, like, get on that. That's awesome. Good alert. Quill standing. Quill Onko. Magus Elevate, where are you? I think it's at the bottom. Yep. How much stand? A lot. Okay. Oh, and we can make one too. We're gonna need do these not take wisps? These don't take wisps. They take Eidolon shards, right? And I can buy 1 more. I'm gonna need more Radiant Centaurum, but I can buy that for platinum or something. It's not the end of the world. We could farm some of that too. Boop. Okay. So let's get those cooking, and then we'll get back to the plains and talk about it a little bit. Shorten the U. Namel, like that. Maybe a little bit shorter, Namel. Nimel. Okay. I like pronunciations, folks. Like, it's important. Like, you gotta... Pronunciation is important. It's not always important. Like, the nitpicking with, like, Neja and Naja and stuff, that's not important because, like, that... like Naja is the pronunciation of the third Lotus Prince in mythology, and the Neja Warframe that we have in Warframe is not really the same thing, you know? Like, that's what that word is, but, like, it's really not the same thing, which is why I stopped pronouncing it that way, even though I used to. I don't know, you know, do it however you want. I'm just saying, like, you have to acknowledge it is a little bit different. How do the Exodia things work? Is it just for the operator? So Exodias and the Ilk, like all these things, Kyrulium, they're like enchantments if you've played like more fantasy-ish RPG games. The reason this system is so odd looking is because this game is trying to be like, not trying to be, but like it is a fantasy RPG, but technology instead of magic, you know? This is the like weird collateral damage of that, where it's like, shouldn't these just be like enchantments? And like they are enchantments, but like they have to be called something weird because this is not magic. Anyway, you know, so they're for different things. So arcanes can be put on your Warframe's head or on your Syandana. They're changing that soon. I don't know how like they're going to be distributed, but in the current system, you can reuse the one on your Syandana by just like putting that Syandana on lots of frames. They're going to let you equip them more easily. I don't know if that benefit's going to go away in the process, but anyway, go figure. I don't know. They're for your Warframe. They do all sorts of stuff. So, for example, Arcane Guardian, pretty popular one. Chance on when you get damaged to get flat armor, a very, very strong one. There's a chance on damage to regenerate % health. This is very good on Inaros. You get the idea. They're for Warframes. There are a lot of these. They come from raids. Exodias come from being max rank with Cetus, or Operation Plaguestar, and buying them from Hawk. These go on Zaw melee weapons only. They cannot be put on other melee weapons. They're only on Zaw melee weapons. They give you various effects. A lot of them are very powerful. I would say overall the gameplay difference between not having Exodias and having Exodias is bigger than all the other types of enchantment thingies, except maybe arcanes, depending on the arcane. Exodias are pretty powerful. The ones that are good are really good. Some of them are not that good. This one gives you a gigantic radial explosion of damage from your melee weapon when you do a status effect. This one gives you Rhino Stomp in a line when you bullet jump or double jump, which is crazy. This one lets you fire projectiles when you air attack with melee weapons that do like 400% of your weapon's damage. Super good. Exodia Hunt here pulls in enemies in a big radius in melee range and opens them to finishers. It doesn't say that. Super good. Virtuos arcanes are for your operator weapon. A lot of them are not like that powerful, but I guess maybe it's just like the effects are not bad. It's just that you use your operator weapon in so few contexts that it's just like, what? This one, for example, increases your fire rate on kill. I plan to use this to use part of my amp to kill a Vombulist, and then use the fire rate to unload my other fire on the Terror list for more DPS. 60% fire rate is basically 60% more DPS, which is really, really good. And you don't have ammo, so that doesn't matter. So that's really good. That's what I plan to do with that. And finally, Magus arcanes are for your operator. They often affect your Warframe. So this one is when you go back into your Warframe, you have a chance to restore health. As you can see at max rank, you have a 75% chance to restore 200 health, which means this has no cooldown, so you can just go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, over and over and over again, and you'll heal your Warframe right back up in like 5 seconds, which is broken. So that's why I'm making that. In fact, let's go get that cooking, like I was saying earlier. Wait, what's going to be our limiter here? Centrum. We'll get more Eidolon shards, though, and I have enough beetle shells for the whole set. Okay. So I need to buy Radiant Centrum, and what do we need for Exodia? Exodia Contagion! Well, we only need a few more of those. So we need Centrum, we need Wisps. So we need both types of Eidolon gems, a good amount of both types of Eidolon gems. Epidemic, it's not a big priority, but we need more Cetus Wisps by a good amount. Oh, okay. Let me scroll back up, because I went on that for a long time. Hey Zandy, do you know any Adaro alternative for unranked with no Organ Catalyst installed weapon XP leveling? Rokas, I don't mean to like step on what you asked, but before I'll answer you, but I also want to know why you won't do like Hydron or a COD, because those missions wouldn't require, you don't really have to do anything special. You just stand in the mission and it'll level up. So I would recommend you do those instead. I do not recommend that you do a Darrow, although some people enjoy leveling up that way. If that's a problem, then I would just do those because it's really easy. So you're just looking for like a high-level Exterminate, basically. You could probably do, I'm sure there's one on Pluto. Let's take a look. Not Hydra. Narcissus. Try Narcissus on Pluto. Similar level, a bit lower. Maybe there's a Void one? I kind of forget. Mobile defense. Oxymoko, maybe. Those are in the same the same level area. Shadow Nightmare, hello, welcome. Adaro is stealth Zandy. Well, again, I know, but like that's actually not a faster, like it's usually not, unless you do perfect, it's not faster than doing Hydron or wherever. So I would recommend that you do that. But if you don't want to for some reason, then maybe try one of those Exterminates. You will be able to go stealth. I don't think that's time efficient most of the time, but if you want to do that, then maybe those will work. Rokas, this may not be why you're doing it, but I have heard some people say that they do that because the weapon is weak. You do not need the weapon to be strong to successfully do Hydron or whatever, so that's not a good reason to. But if you just enjoy it, then that's a good reason to. A lot of people find Hydron leveling really boring. Because I'm streaming, I think I find it like easier because I don't have to be distracted by, you know, what's going on as much because it's really easy. Hey, look, Mesa framework. Let's look at this. And by let's look at this, I mean it's really overpowered. We don't really need to look at it. Weird screeching. Roses are red, violets are blue. Oh boy. Oh, fourth solution. Here it comes. All right. Let's get a wee bit of standing. A wee touch. We touch a standing. And then we could do some index if y'all want to. There it is, the Omae-wa-mo Shinderu. Oh, it's beautiful. Fourth solution, I'll toast to that one. Oh. Today I made my first za with your help from a video, so thanks. Awesome. That's so cool. What'd you make? So you watched my cookbook or my appendix? What did you what I convinced you to make? Oh, let's look at Hawk's Daily. So a little while ago, Hawk's Daily had some placeholder grips that weren't supposed to be in the game yet in it. So I keep checking to see if like maybe something weird that they haven't put in, like eventually they're going to add new weapon types to Zaz, I bet. And like they'll just slip in, you know, and like all of a sudden we'll look and it'll be like a hammer and we'll be like, what the so I keep checking. This is entirely normal. This is a good dagger. Not great. The crit chance status is not balanced the way I think is best overall, but it's still good. Again, any random combination of Za parts is fine. This one has good speed, like okay speed. Daggers don't need too much speed, and you know, they're puncture-based daggers, so that's good. I love that cookbook video. I'm glad. What animation set are you using on your Ash? Mr. Foot, that the one you saw was Excalibur Noble, I think. But I normally use Ash Agile because I think it looks kind of cool. Let me let's look at that to make sure. Zandy always ignores the almighty crunch. Hey, Sasuke, listen, all right? You were there. I believe you were there. You might not have been there. I have no idea. It was Excalibur Noble. I'm going to swap back to what I was using before, which is Ash Agile. One of the only hunched over appearances that I think actually looks good. Sasuke, the very first Zaw I made was a Crunch staff, a Crunch polearm, excuse me, Crunch polearm, and the idea was supposed to be that you would put blast on it, and because the new polearm stance had a slam right up front, you'd be able to just like slam and get blast, and the enemies would go flying, but that doesn't work. And that makes me really, really sad. I'm gonna cry. Please don't watch. It makes me feel self-conscious to cry about my Zaw not working. If I can make this with no effort, I'll make a Zaw. I'll make another Crunch. Let's make another Crunch. What should okay, we'll make another Crunch. What should we make the Crunch have? Let's go. Okay. So we have Crunch. We're doing Crunch. We'll do the stats later. What type of thing should it be? So it can be a polearm, a machete, right? A machete. It could be a machete. We could do the Crunch Club, the one-handed Crunch Club. Do you have a Zero Forma Ignis Wraith build? Summers, you can always modify a build to be Zero Forma. So I mean, like no, but I can make one right now in like 30 seconds. You should just look up someone's Ignis Wraith build and remove Forma from it. So for example, I'm actually not sure my Ignis Wraith is done, but I'll do what I can. Where's my Ignis Wraith? This weapon is so pretty now. It's, oh, look at that. It's so pretty. Okay. So let's see. Let me just make sure this is still what I'd recommend. For general play, yeah. Okay, so the big thing about Ignis Wraith, this weapon is a bit weird to mod for because the way that its hitboxes work is just like really bizarrely coded. Essentially what happens is as it fires out its fire, it fires little blobs like hitboxes. You can think of them as like really fat bullets that are fire. Ignore the fact that it's fire. Very fat, slow-moving bullets that are just like randomly in chunks in a cone, and they spread out in a cone. So, for example, Heavy Caliber increases the width of the cone because it reduces the accuracy and makes them fly all over the place. Heavy Caliber effectively increases the damage area by a lot. Firestorm kind of does something similar because it makes the things fatter. It means the further they spread out, the Heavy Caliber will exacerbate that, the bigger area they'll hit. Sinister Reach makes the cone go further, so they'll move further away from you before terminating. This doesn't make the range like that much further, but it does extend the cone, so that does mean like they'll go out further. What all of this means is that running these three mods together exacerbates all of their effects and causes it to be that you get like way more range and it hits like everywhere in like an illogically weird. Yeah. So this is 3 Forma. So if you wanted to take Forma off it, the least important things are Vital Sense is the least important thing. I know it looks weird. I have Vital Sense and not Point Strike. But because this weapon has many packets of damage because of the weird like fat bullets thing, it actually isn't as important to increase the critical chance as the damage. And I did the math and it actually is a better damage increase to do Vital Sense. For that matter, however, now that we have Vigilante Armaments, which we didn't when I made this build, that's a better damage increase, so I would use that. So the first thing I'd take off is probably Vigilante Armaments. I might say Sinister Reach, but it's so cheap that it's like, you might as well just put it on because you probably don't even need another Forma for it. Heavy Caliber is also not like super important. Again, like these mods make this weapon so ridiculous and funny that like I have to recommend them to you. But if you don't want to form it at all, maybe take off Heavy Caliber. That'll save you one or two. And then again, like you could lose Vigilante Armaments. And then you should be at 1 Forma. You should put 1 Forma on this weapon. This weapon deserves 1 Forma. This is a very good weapon. Combustion Beam is good if you are in Star Chart, but this weapon will already kill everything in the Star Chart very easily, so I don't recommend it. It's fun, though. I agree it's fun. So that's what I recommend. Again, you could just take mods off. Like, all you really need to know to make a build 0 Forma is which mods on it are the best. And that means which mods are the worst. And on this build, I would say overall the worst 3 mods are Vigilante Armaments, Heavy Caliber, and like a tie between Firestorm and Sinister Reach. After that, I guess Malignant Force and High Voltage, but they're really good. I would almost say Split Chamber. Then Malignant Force and High Voltage and Serration. Yeah, that. So I hope that helps. Again, the easiest way to figure out which mods are the worst on a build is to look at which mods are something you already have. So you already have base damage, which makes heavy caliber worse, and you already have multi-shot, which makes vigilante armaments worse. But they're both still really good, and you should still put them. They're still a bigger DPS increase than anything else, so you should still put them on. I still highly recommend it, but if you don't want to, then you can do that. Corrosive is pretty important on this weapon, though. Again, heats damage bonuses against anything that's not unarmored or very questionable. So it's pretty important to have corrosive or something. Viral, it can be a good viral cannon, but a good general use would be corrosive. This is very good on Banshee with sonar, if I could make a recommendation. This is extremely good on Banshee with sonar. Its value goes down a lot if you don't use it in a situation like that. It's also very good for opening crates, like loot crates. How would 100 munitions work in it? On Ignis Wraith? It would just be really inconsistent. You'd probably still get some, just because there's so many packets of damage, but it's not going to be very consistent. It's going to be very inconsistent. Let's jump into a thing. Where am I? What's happening? Okay. Who am I? What is my name? Spy Catcher. No. I will not do Spy Catcher. I will do Augur Secrets. Oh, I want to use Gunblades, but they look so bad. The fourth solution, they're not. They're not great, but I'm not gonna lie to you, they're not great, but they're not bad. The Sarpa is pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty good. I recommend building for like something like viral or gas, and then like slash and status. That will actually do pretty well with bullet dance. You can do some nice DPS. Not insane, but like pretty alright. I love being able to just like double tap my 4 and like have my clone assassinate someone. Like it's so satisfying. Can it kill the Dargren? Oh, that's nice. I like that. Oh, Ashe is so satisfying to play now. They did such a good job. Zandy, missed my answer of what saw I made. I did, my dude. I saw it, but I didn't, my brain did not register reading it. Tell me again, I'm sorry. Can you do budget builds and send them into sorties? Nikisuke, so I plan to, this isn't exactly what you're asking for, but I've asked DE if it would be okay for me to start a new account, because I plan to make a budget account, to do some tutorial videos, but also to kind of make a point about, like, this game is just not, like, it's not hard. Like, that's not really the point. That's not why we're formatting this stuff. And if you know about the game, you don't need to pay for anything to, like, instantly kill anything you want. So I will be doing something of that ilk kind of soon, but it's not exactly the same as, like, bringing budget builds into sorties, because sorties are not necessarily, like, the point. Like, if you just go with a group, then it's, like, you're gonna do fine. But they are a decent benchmark in some ways, so I will be showing that. The objective is not here. I'm literally just fighting, like, in the middle of nowhere. Let's get out of here. Have you driven a draw thing? No, I have not. I thought they'd be easier to get into. I actually don't really like the way they implemented it. I think there should be, like, more of them just, like, around. I heard they are at night sometimes, but, like, I want there to be, like, some just lying around, and then you can just go get them. I don't know. I'm just picky and lazy. I should try, you can teleport to, the back of the ship, right? And then jump in? I should try that, because we're on Ashe. See how well that works. It says invalid target, but I'm not hitting the back. Out of range. Invalid target. Hold on. It might just not work with Ashe. I heard it works with Loki. Target obstructed. Okay. Anyway, we'll have to try with Loki. But no, I have not tried that yet. Hey Zandy, you're not streaming Twitch today. Momframe, we're doing both. We're gonna stream here on YouTube for another, maybe 25 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna go to YouTube. We're gonna bring the party to YouTube. One of the idiosyncrasies of streaming on YouTube is that because of the way YouTube promotes content, you usually get a big audience up front and then it decays over time. I've done fairly well with having that not happen, but it still is just the nature of the way YouTube promotes content. Whereas Twitch is kind of the opposite. They don't promote your content, so the longer you stream, the more people find you. And that means that if you stream on YouTube first and then go to Twitch, I think it will negate the weaknesses of both platforms, so we're going to try it out. And, yeah. That's what we're doing. So we're doing both. We're streaming on both. Warframe GTA edition. Yeah, that's kind of true. That's kind of true. No, not the planes. It hurts. The memories. Fourth solution. It's okay. We'll get in and out nice and quick. I still need things out here to make build videos for you all. They just, like... I don't know, it's too bad because, like, I really like the planes, but they made people be out here too much, you know? Like, why didn't they just incorporate the rewards? Like, the materials should just be mixed. Like, they should have it be that Centaurum is just, like, a material out in the world, and also in the planes, like, and, like, Pyrol is a material out in the world, and also in the planes, like, not only, you know? Anyway. Yeah, MomQuest, we're breaking the streaming meta. We're hacking the streaming meta by streaming on both platforms. And then MomQuest, I announced earlier in the video, but I'll announce again lots of times. And now I'm going to stream on YouTube every day of next week except Monday. And we're still streaming on Twitch at every normal time and still doing YouTube content as normal as well. Everything is continuing as normal, but I'm also streaming on YouTube 4 days of the week next week. So I hope that is fun for everyone. I can stealth this drone, right? Come on. Oh, you can't refresh Ash's stealth, right? They're forcing players to go to PoE. Exactly, that's the problem. Okay, the mining amount is not worse than Minecraft though. Like, let's be real. Like that's not true. That's just not true. Look at these drone hacks. Look at this. Look at this cheese. Oh, baby. "20-minute adventure." Yeah, boy. Well, I think another problem is, like, it's not really big enough, you know? Like, fourth solution, I think part of the deal is that planes is small enough that you do go in and out, whereas, like, if it was just larger in size, then, like, you wouldn't, you know, like, the gameplay flow would just be different. It would feel like more of an adventure where you actually go out, and just the time frame being a little bit different would fix a lot. Like, if instead of 20 minutes it took 30 minutes or 40 minutes, just from travel time differences, that might feel, and it was more treacherous to travel back and forth, that might feel a lot different, possibly. And they said the open world, the new Venus open world, is going to be many times larger than this one. So, that. No Shadow Nightmare, I got you. You made a, so Maywan, you made a sword, it sounds like. That sounds spicy. And a Quantajai too, there we go, that's what I'm talking about. You got my, my 15-25% ratios, I hope. I got you the second time. The unvaulted, the unvaulted relics thing is also a problem, I agree. You can teleport the drone with Nova and Loki to get him to the waypoint faster. Yeah, Gukas, you can, I think you can speed it up some ways, too. Like, I believe that if you walk close enough with Zephyr's Turbulence, Jetstream, whatever it's called, you can, Turbulence augment on Jetstream, there we go. You can speed up the drone as well, a lot, but you have to stay close to it, of course. Lots of fun hacks with the drones. Lots of cheese. Hey, buddy, hey. Ah. There we go. Get out of my sight. Yeah, Ash shooting a machine gun and an assault rifle and throwing shurikens like casually is so satisfying. Like, and he's not even like, it's not even like a big deal. He's just like, like, these shurikens are nothing to me. Like, I throw shurikens one-handed while firing an assault rifle every morning for breakfast. Nikisuke, they're working toward it. I think it is gonna have like a Far Cry size map. That's actually, it's funny you mentioned that I was thinking of Far Cry 3 when they were talking about Venus. Weird game, good game, weird game. can't really recommend it, but it's not bad. I don't want to go to Venus open world at all. I bet it'll be cool. I think that the fourth solution, I think that once this is better incorporated into the flow of gameplay, I think it will be a better feel overall. So I don't know, I'd be optimistic. It's, again, these features aren't that exciting to me when they first come out. It's just like there's so much potential, you know? We don't know what it's going to be like, so we have no idea how it's going to feel when we get there. I'm sure there are lots of new things they want to try, and they said up front that just like with pretty much every update developers do like this, the first PoE was a test. They wanted to see if this would work, if people would like it, and overall people really did like it, even though there are a lot of problems. So they're going to revise, and that's totally rad. That's what they should do. The only problem is that, like, in the meantime, it's like the game, there's like some very, very head-scratcher decisions that happen. Oh. 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 Oh, baby! Ooh, these feel good to fly. Okay, so they are laying around a little bit. Okay, criticism rescinded. Nice. It's like Arcwing weapons. Nice. These feel good. I'm not a huge fan of this gun, but it's not bad. You still melee to get out. Nice. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And you can still... Okay. That's odd. Oh. They said they made new resources to prevent vets from rushing through content and having everything up front. Yeah, but the sacrifice was too large. That makes sense, but they had to find a different way to fix that. And I think a very easy way to fix that would be what they already put in. Exodias and Magus Arcanes and Virtuous Arcanes. Those already take a way longer than they need to. Nobody has them to make. And they do not only require materials that could have very easily been in places other than PoE. I think that would have completely fixed the problem on its own. It would have for me. And I've been playing the hell out of PoE. So, yeah, I know that was not the right choice, in my opinion. But it still makes sense why they did it, but anyway. Still slower than Itzel. Yeah, it's like the right speed though, I think. Sandy flying a Dargon world premiere. Yeah, boy. Nikisuke, you asked a couple times. My stream time has not changed. It is still basically around 4, which is around when we started this stream. But it's still a little bit squishy. Life comes to callin', and I always stream when I really am ready instead of rushing it. So sometimes it will wiggle around, but mostly it is the same time as before. Oh, all right. So we're switching to Twitch pretty soon, but we can hang out here a little bit more. Let's look at I would kind of like to get some focus farming done, but I don't want to like hurt people by doing that. Am I doing the wrong thing and doing the star chart first? I just got the set injunction, or should I already be on the plains? Bebop, great question. You should mostly just do the star chart first. Plains is the open world areas are intended to be designed in a way that you like come back to them every now and again. but at the moment they are not that successfully designed for that goal, and you should kind of not. And it's better to wait for endgame, in other words. So I would mostly recommend doing that. But if you want to like dip in early, there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't stay out there too much because it doesn't develop the rest of your account as much. So I would say what you're doing is the overall the right approach. Why don't you do a squad? Because no one has asked. For this I'm doing it solo because it's focus farm, but I'll totally do a squad. I'll always squad up with people as long as we're doing something people are that you do in a group. So yeah, if people wanted to join if we do stuff like that when we're on Twitch, then of course I'm down to have people. I think we're gonna do index later, so if you would like to do index with me, I absolutely want people from the stream to be doing that. So definitely message me when we start doing that. But I'll say that again once we're closer to starting. Okay, hold on. Let's prep this room. Get back up there. No. I flubbed it. No! No, my beautiful EXP. No! I mean, my focus affinity words. No! Okay. That's sad. I still recovered a good amount of it, but that's really sad. I had it so well set up. You saw. You all saw. Oh, that hurt. That hurt me bad. Yeah, of course. Anyone is welcome to come. Once we start doing index, I would be more than happy to have people. Ah. Okay. Thought I could get away with that one, but not quite. That was pretty bad. 17k is not awful, but Philip, having the console is the issue, but I might buy one. Anna and I have my partner Anna and I have been considering getting one, so maybe. I really don't like consoles for like a lot of reasons, including some industry reasons. So part of the reason I don't want to is like for message, like as a content creator, I don't want to support consoles because I don't think they're a healthy business practice. They are currently just a way for companies to artificially like hoard the things that they make, and I think that's bad and it's outdated and that should just stop. But people already have them now, so I don't begrudge any of the people that are using those. I just begrudge the companies that are continuing to make content that way. So, yeah, perhaps. I have kind of wanted to do that for a little while, but it would definitely be a lot of effort, and to be completely upfront with you, it probably wouldn't benefit me in any way. Besides being, you know, it would be fun to interact with my audience on those platforms, and that's what I want. That would be why I would do it. But it would be very expensive, like in terms of time and money spent. It would be quite costly to do that. So I am not sure if I can swing it. But I'm not totally opposed. That's what I will say. I'm far from totally opposed. I just, I don't know if I can swing it. Are we going? Yep. You tried Banshee for focus? Yeah, it didn't work that well for me. It kind of depends on how well you do. I do think that a lot of the people doing the Banshee focus farm have like gotten a good run, and then that's like biased their memory of like just how reliable it is, because I really don't feel it's all that reliable, like in my experience. It can be really good, but when it's bad, it's really bad. When it doesn't work, it's like really, really, really bad. So I would say I think it might be kind of a confirmation bias that it's so popular, but I know people that are really good at it, and they have shown me that they do really, really well when they do it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to make sure you're very carefully recording how much focus you're getting per unit time, and make sure you don't just do it because it's supposedly this really cool thing. Do it if it's actually benefiting you a lot. I think there are a lot of people doing it because it's the new hotness and not because it actually gains them more focus than doing it this way. And for me personally, you can just say it's because I'm bad, because I feel like that's why, but it does not gain me more focus. So that's why. Well, again, Shadow Nightmare, if you don't focus farm, you get no focus. And like I want to make content with with some focus things, so I have to, because I don't have the time to just like do the insane amount of missions it takes to get a reasonable amount of focus, but I want to make content with focus in it, so I have no choice, because DE won't revise their system. I'm sure they will, but I really wish it would be faster. I really feel like it's not hard. Like what they have to do is not that difficult. They just need to make it be that you have a soft cap and everything will be hunky-dory. I really, really wish they would do that because it would make me very happy. 30k, okay, that's not bad. I got 50k before. That's good for one convergence orb. I don't know, in a weird way, I kind of enjoy the Equinox focus farm in like in bits. You know, I don't do it every day. I think like one of the best ways to not get burnt out on types of farms like this is to like don't do it religiously. Like do it like most days, but not literally every day, and like that will greatly increase your experience of it. You will you'll get surprisingly a lot less burnt out. Just by like, don't do it literally every day. Do it like most days. That will really, with any game, will help a lot. Even if you plan to farm like as much as possible, like have there be times when you just let it go, and that will help. That's what helps me anyway. And as always, your mileage may vary. Where are you, juicy enemies? Ben Talbot, it's not really harder, because with the Banshee farm you have to be able to go fast enough through the mission that that it works, because if you don't go fast enough then the mission wakes up and you get no better stealth. So you it's not like one is easier or harder. They're different things. They have different needs. Is this possible without Maiming Strike? Yes, very. Malor, it's not like as easy, but if you simply replace Maiming Strike with, say, another combo duration mod, then you'll eventually build up enough Blood Rush that you'll be able to kill the enemies pretty much the same as you'd be able to kill them with Maiming Strike. And then as long as you go through the mission relatively quickly, then you kind of have the same thing. So yes, it's totally possible without Maiming Strike. It definitely helps, like Maiming Strike definitely does help. But even there, see, like that guy didn't die right away because I didn't have the combo counter built up. So even with Maiming Strike, you still get problems like that. Sometimes. I should have done a manual finisher on that guy, and then it wouldn't have been a problem. But that's neither here nor there. Well, actually, it's both here and there. That's exactly the problem. Oh, this is gonna be so juicy. Look at this. Ooh, 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 ooh. 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 Oh, oh. Ah. Okay, that was a bit of failed parkour right there. Let's shoobity boop 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 right back. No, a manual finisher. Give me the spin. Give me the spin. Ooh. 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 Come on. Don't hassle me like that. Oh god. Look at that. The Guandao is not meaningfully problematic for this, and I already have a different lens on my orthos, so I'm using Guandao. It's not really about which weapon is the best, because if you're gonna do this to farm focus overall, you're gonna end up like wanting many weapons, so you can farm different kinds of focus, which means you're going to need several weapons that are good at it. I already have my orthos for Madurai at the moment. Which actually I do still need. I might switch to that. for a bit. But it's not about which weapon is the best. We all know Orthos is the best weapon for this. But it's not really about how fast it is. That doesn't really matter for this farm. It matters much more for the Banshee farm. Because for this, the enemy is held still. Like, you have forever to swing. So, I lost my multiplier. Build it back up. I'm going a little bit too fast for my own good. There we go. Build back up. Rip. I'm sorry, but I think the way you obtain focus ruins the entire system. Mr. Foot, it is profoundly not... I don't mean to be defensive, but if you are really blaming people who do this for this system, you are completely phenomenally incorrect. The reason people do it this way is because DE forced us to do it this way if we want any meaningful amount. They made the gains bad, and then we started doing it like this. The chicken came before the egg. It is not because of people like me doing it this way that the system is bad. They made it bad gain, and then we did it this way to actually get some. It is not the fault of the people that do it like this. That is an invalid critique. Again, if you don't mean to be hostile, then I apologize. But it sounds like you were blaming me and people that farm like this for the state of focus, and that is not an opinion. That's just incorrect. The fact of the matter is we were not doing it this way until they made the gains really bad, and they made them good, and now they have to fix the system because the only good way to get focus is this cheesy way that we broke and figured out. So it is wrong to say that people who do this are ruining the system. That's just not true. Better than Legion. Legion is not... that good for this because you need to kill enemies in a single hit to make them not alerted, so that they're not alerted to your presence, so you get the increased focus. So the reason that Legion is not good is because it doesn't have the critical chance, the critical damage, to be killing the enemies in the single hit that you want. Oh yeah, Mr. Food, again, like the way you in general obtain focus. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, it needs to be, like, not a lens system. You need to just, like, get focus. And a lot of people have said, like, a really obvious change they could make is just, like, make the orb always be on. Like, I don't know. There are a lot of easy changes they could make that would make it much better. And the fact of the matter is, like, I don't really know why they won't, because, like, this makes them money, right? Like, you can buy lenses for plat. So, like, if people thought the system was worth interacting with, they would pay them money, you know? Like, so they would immediately make money. Balancing it aggressively would be good for the game. Like, it's not like focus is the only in-game system. It used to be that was, like, kind of true, but now it's not true. So they should be able to just let people get focus, and then they'll move on to other in-game things that maybe need to be rebalanced or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, they won't be mad about focus, and maybe they would pay them money to get, like, focus lenses and stuff to farm more focus, because this is actually worth using. And that would be, lots of cash money in the ye old DE coffers. Oh, I already got that one. Probably from focus farming. Where are you from? Dying Death, I currently live in northeastern United States. I live in Burlington, Vermont, which is like the only city in Vermont. I mean, it's not the capital, but the capital has like 1,000 people. I went to the capital of Vermont. It was a magical experience. Literally like 1,000 people live there, and Burlington is like maybe 40,000 or so. I don't know. It's crazy. Like it's so strange. I live in Burlington, Vermont. It's very cold. It's a little bit too small. It's rather Canadian. We have a lot of like Canadian stuff, stereotypically Canadian stuff, I suppose. So that's all rad. And yeah, Burlington, Vermont is sick. Don't nothing to see over there. Let's not look at that. That's a little surprise. Okay, let's buy some pool. Pool. I can't believe that only got me that much pool. What can we do with this pool? Still can't equip that because it's like 10. Oh my god, like, please, please let me get more things. I just want to use, I hate pools so much. I mean, it's only because I have all these friggin', different abilities unlocked already that it's bad for me, you know? Like, that's the only reason it's a big deal, but, like, still. I got Void Siphon a little bit. Again, don't mind that. That's an experiment. Leave that alone. For them being unwilling to increase focus gain, as I as a new player don't even. Yeah, exactly. It's like if they just change it a little bit, then suddenly people would be like, "Whoa, focus!" Like I want to gain focus. Like, but as it is now, they won't do that. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is swap over to Twitch, and I'll see you on the flip side. So here's how this is going to work. Here's how we're going to do this. We're not really stopping the stream for any meaningful amount of time. It only takes me about 10 seconds to switch. So I will be on Twitch in mere moments, but I will need to shut off the stream for just a second. And if you go to Twitch right away, like immediately when I post this link that I'm about to post, then I probably won't be live yet because of the delay. So you're going to need to wait like 30-ish seconds, in the area of 30 seconds, maybe a little bit less. But if you don't see it right away, just like refresh it for like a sec, you know, like 10 seconds later. So, and then it will appear. So don't think it's gone just because it doesn't work immediately. I know that's going to happen, and I'm going to lose like a half of these people. Caleb, hello, welcome. Oh, Caleb, you are finally here. Hello, my child. Target, welcome. Fix the goddamn wall things. Where are my wall things? No, I like these. These are my hearts. These are my hearts, man. Look at them. I love them. They're so great. There's someone on after I did this, I was on the Reddit or somewhere. Maybe it was a YouTube video, but I think it was on Reddit. And somebody had bought like 1,000 of these and just put them like literally like this, but like everywhere. And oh god, it hurts my eyes. Anyway, personally, I like this. I think this is it's a meme to your background, and it demonstrates my love for what is behind this store. I really, really want them to develop this more. I actually really, really like this concept. Wait, whoa, wait. I went from small Southern California to a town called Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Super small. That's an edgy town name. Anyway, they wanted to keep the orb around for a change of pace, but it doesn't do anything to change the pace of the game. Exactly. It just makes you speed up. Ben Talbot, I'm not leaving. I'm literally just swapping right over to Twitch right now. So get ready, folks. We're going to post it. Wait like 15 seconds, then follow this link to continue the stream on Twitch. See you all there. If you don't come, I will cry. Let's do this.